It's
Yeah.
a great time to wake up. So what did you do? You woke up and you started to recognize that you had to make some changes. What were some things that you decided to do, and what could someone decide to do right now without a lot of work?
Well, so I think the first part is really being truthful with myself, right? It's taking a step out of myself and inventorying, what am I spending? How am I living? Is this really who I am and who I want to be, right? And so at the end of the day, the my friends and the people closest to me are not they're not interested in my car and what I'm wearing or whatever. That the people that are going to be closest to you are really care about you as an individual. So for me, it was a matter of starting to build a level of awareness of what I'm doing, how I'm spending. Is this really sustainable? Does it make any sense? And for me, it started with budgeting. Right at the time, I used it was a Quicken. I think it was Quicken, and then there was another platform, right? And so I started to gamify it. Right, gamifying it is just about making something productive fun, right? And so for me, I got a whole big kick out of uploading all of my data, consolidating credit cards, bank statements into one platform, and then categorizing it. And then looking at reports and charts and saying, okay, where am I spending money? And then when you do that, it's like, holy hell, right? I'm
Yep.
spending
Yep.
$400 a week on restaurants and bars, right?
Yep.
And so then it's a matter of, all right, what is a game plan to address this situation that I'm in? For me, it was a matter of, all right, I had furnished and financed my house. I financed furnishing, stereos, uh, all the furniture, living room, dining room, or whatever. So I had $40,000 worth of credit card debt across a number of credit cards. I didn't recognize it at the time because I was making enough money to make the payments, right? But once I stopped and I said, all right, well, how long is this really going to take me to pay this off? It was like, holy hell, it's going to be ridiculous. I started to do the Quicken. Eventually I used mint.com, and Mint, matter of fact, I think Mint was actually bought by Quicken, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah.
And those tools are, number one, they're simple to use, right? It's a simple way of aggregating your spending, your income and your spending across all of the different vehicles that you have coming in and out, right? Being diligent on categorizing it. I would even go as far as changing the payer names, because if you ever looked at a credit card statement, it's the way the payer comes through from a credit card transaction. 9 out of 10 times you can't even tell what it is, right?
Right.
It's in all caps. It's like
It's like a code
embedded in there, right? So for me, it was normalizing that, right? So I can see, all right, it's going to be, the auto store, it's going to be Pep Boys, it's going to be whatever. And doing that, just to me, having clean data, being able to see it, made it easy to be able to target, what am I going to slash? One of my favorite, one of the first things I read to help me was Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, right?
Nice.
And what was interesting is I started reading this book once I had already made up my mind that I'm going to get out of debt, right? And so I used, at the time, I used a loan from my 401k plan that I was fortunate enough to have contributed to while I was working. I used that to basically consolidate my debt. And I said, all right, I'm going to make accelerated payments. Within a year, I had adjusted my spending habits to allow me to eliminate that debt in full, right?
Wow.
And it was, when I tell you it was, for one, not just from a financial perspective, but I was proud to have been able to do that, right? And then when now I see that this money is coming into my account, and my mindset had shifted from swipe the credit card, just buy and worry about it later, to now I'm tracking my expenses, daily, weekly. I mean, I had, at the time, it wasn't on my mobile phone per se, but I was doing it regularly and religiously, and tracking every one of my expenses. I was doing my own taxes at the time. So that was really, really powerful. And then once I got out of that debt and I realized that, putting $100, $200 a month towards this card, that card, even my car payment, I eventually eliminated. Now I got even a couple $100 extra a month a week. Then I started hiding money from myself.
Nice.
What I mean by that is, I didn't like, if I saw money growing in my checking account or savings account, my brain would start to think of, okay, what do I do? I have this money. Do I go on a vacation? Do I buy this? Or that was the natural. I hadn't quite made that complete shift. So I started opening different investment accounts, right? There was, I opened up an E-Trade account. I opened up an account with, at the time, was called Loyal 3. Now it's like Folio First, that allows you to buy small parts of individual stocks, right? There's a lot of, there's Betterment, there's a whole host of those that allow you to buy portions of stock, fractional stock. So I started to hide money. So what I did was I looked at my bank account and I tried to make sure that my bank account had a certain amount in it, but not more. And so I started to kind of create a little scarcity mentality. And then when I was able to take a step back after a year or so and look across all these different investment vehicles, now my money's growing.
Yep.
And it's like, whoa. And so once you make that mental shift, then it becomes addictive. It becomes addicting to just say, okay, well, what else can I invest in? And then once you start to realize that money and the ability to invest accelerates the flow of money, and you realize that growth and that compounding of money is one of the, if not the most powerful force, damn near close to it.
Yep.
And that there, it's just a shift. It's a shift that you go to from being, earn and spend to earn, save, and invest. And I forget where I first heard it, but somebody once said, when you look at your wallet and the money that's in it, whether it be digital or physical cash, every dollar has a job, right? Every dollar has a job, and it's either going to be working for or against you. It's going to be either sucking some resources out of you, or it's going to be out there working. And the ultimate goal, and this is any elite investor, actually even any novice investor, is going to tell you that if your dollar is earning 5 cents, it's 5%. It's along with your income and your income growth. The idea is to eventually allow the money that you make to continue to grow to the point where it passes your day job income, right? And so that is the path to financial freedom. So that's the nirvana, right? That's the idea, is to build, Go Abundance, we call it our horizontal income, right? So your vertical income is the money you make from your day job. Your horizontal income are investments that you make in different levels. Once you aggregate all that and you get that up here, then now you can continue to grow this, and you need your day job less and less, right?
Right.
And for me, that magical year was 2017, where I looked at it and just say, my business that I grew and my passive income allows me, it's not dollar for dollar. I'm still was making a lot more in my day job, but now I can quit, and I did. And so that shift and just the baby steps, and I did it in under 10 years.